Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dorian Show. Today, I got here a friend of mine. He is a comedian. He hosts a show at Edinburgh Castle on Thursdays at 6:30 in San Francisco.
Yep.
Very interesting guy. He's a couple of types of Asian at least. Get up for James Uyekawa.
Woo! Yeah, thank you, Dorian, for having me on your fucking podcast, man. Let's do this. Okay.
Dude, you live in the hood.
I guess so. I mean, it's comfortable. There's definitely like fireworks and shit all time of the year. You know, I feel like
what is going on there, dude? You just got like Asian people playing cards outside.
I know. It's like a food bank, pretty much. They do that every Tuesday.
It's a food bank. It's not a food bank. It's not a hotel.
No, it's not a hotel.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like every Tuesday, it's just like old mama stans and like old like Chinese families that go like chill out there, and it's just always like a line around the block. Oh, they're good. They're doing good service.
Wait, so your building?
Yeah,
is part of it. It's a food bank.
It's the spot right next to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a nonprofit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a workers collective.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah.
You live in the slums.
I guess so. You gotta start somewhere, man.
Is it dangerous out here?
Huh? Nah.
Nothing's ever happened to you?
I feel like as long as you're not too fucked up or drunk, you can just like walk around the streets and just be like, you know, mind your own business and shit.
Yeah.
I always see sideshows. Sideshows are fucking insane. Like all time, like on Wednesday, like Wednesday night.
How far is the sideshow from your path?
Like right outside on International Avenue. Fuck.
Jeez. I always feel like there's always people getting hit by cars when they're doing sideshows.
Yeah, you'll see that on Reddit or in like YouTube and shit. Yeah,
but they never die. They kind of pop up like a video game character.
Just respawn again. They're like, "Fuck yeah, I got this."
Yeah, dude. But pretty sweet pad here. How much do you pay for living in the hood? And if you don't mind me asking.
I mean, 1088. It's pretty good.
1080.
1088. Yeah.
88.
Yeah, this is my.
Why is this such a random number?
I don't think the actual realtor doesn't really know what they're doing.
Okay.
They're just like, "Oh yeah, I'm down for this number."
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool.
Oh, you offered him?
Huh?
You like negotiated with him?
No, I mean they just like pretty much settled on that. Yeah, they were just sort of like, okay, like 1200. Okay, I'll work with like 1088. And this was like maybe like right when like the pandemic or right when the market was sort of getting a little bit cold.
Yeah.
You know? Okay. So like maybe a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my first time living in a studio.
I mean, this is
It's a good spot for a single dude.
Is it I guess it's a studio because you don't have a living room, but your kitchen's separate.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Mm-hmm. I mean, oh man, it's so depressing to fucking find a studio apartment.
Why?
In San Francisco. They're just sort of like, yo, check this out. There's like a wonderful bathtub right next to your bed. You're like, what? How much am I paying? They're like straight face, like $13.50. Like, oh, cool. What the fuck? And like also like security deposit. This other insurance. Like fucking A. Like really?
So you moved out to Fruitvale?
Yeah, I moved out to Fruitvale.
Is it a pain to get to San Francisco from the mics or no?
No, I mean, but everyone in the fucking city makes a big deal out of it. Like all my homies who moved to Oakland or moved from Oakland to the city, they're just sort of like, yeah, we'll always see you. Yeah. You want to check out the taco truck? Nah.
Yeah.
It's a hard sell anytime.
The mics out here are easy to get to, right?
I mean, the mics out here are pretty good. Yeah, like the ones in downtown. There's one in 3411.
Are they easy? How do you get to those?
Pretty much just bus.
Okay.
Bus, BART.
Okay.
That's why I can't go down to San Jose. Like people hit up like mics and like in fucking like Petaluma and shit.
I ain't doing
San Jose.
Shit, dude.
Do that fucking like commute. I'm like, Jesus Christ. What?
Yeah. I ain't doing
that. Get a caravan, dude.
Who's that on your wall? He's someone. Is that Woody Allen? I made that shit up. I don't know who that is.
No, I mean that's like a random like street photographer. He just like shot a bunch of photos in the 70s. Michael Jang. Check him out.
Jang?
Michael Jang, yes.
Michael Jang, an Asian dude?
Yeah. Asian street photographer from the 70s who's like, he's actually local.
Michael Jang. I gotta look him up. Look him up. Shout out Michael Jang if he's still
Michael
alive.
Jang, a really, really great photographer.
Okay. People just let him take pictures of him. He's like, get out of here, Asian.
Yeah. We just sort of like took pictures of like a lot of the punk scene in the 70s.
Okay.
Yeah.
In San Francisco or where?
In San Francisco, yeah.
San Francisco, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I want to tell you like the first time I ever met you.
Oh, yes. Elaborate.
I don't know if it was the first time or one of the first times we were at Penelope.
Okay.
And then this girl tried to slide you her number. And then you just walked away.
Oh my God. You told me about that. Yeah. I was just sort of like, my autism was like on overload maybe. I was just sort of like in my own space, like just sort of like, oh fuck man, I probably bombed. Holy shit.
It was just one of the funniest things. I mean, I didn't see it. I saw it Someone told me that's what happened.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna tell people like I saw it.
Damn. Okay, someone should have saved that number for me. What the fuck? And you know what? That's probably so bad because she was just sort of like, fuck, I shot my shot. Never doing that again.
Yeah, dude.
She just like walked away. She was sort of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take care of that. That's my napkin.
Now, have the real question I want to ask is like, have other women approached you before?
Oh, like previously, or like from comedy, or just from like
Just
randomly?
in general.
Yeah, that's happened a few times.
Dude.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah, dude, it happens. Like, you know, IRL just shooting their shot. It's wild. Like before Tinder, it's like, oh shit, this is what people did before Tinder and like dating apps.
Yeah, dude.
Just meet random people in the wild.
It's rare for like women to.
I know.
I mean, for me, but
yeah, I mean, I was on
happens to you
Amtrak
all the time.
No, but maybe one time, one memorable moment. I was on Amtrak, and for some reason I remember this because I had a fucking cold, and I was like in the car, like getting back to Sacramento. I was just like sniffling, and
how long ago was this?
Maybe a couple years after I graduated from college.
So you were like 22?
23, 24, yeah.
Okay.
And then I got to the Sacramento station, and some random girl just like came up to me from the crowd. She was like, "Oh yeah, hey dude, what's up?" Just gave me a note, and she's like, "Read it," and walked away.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, "What the fuck? Who's this girl?"
What does the note say?
It was like, "Oh hey, I thought you were really interesting. We're in the same car at Amtrak. I got on the train at Berkeley, so if you're ever going back to Berkeley or you're a student, you know, just hit me up. Here's my name. Here's my number." And it's just like a small like Latina girl. I was like, "Oh shit, okay."
How old was she?
I think she was maybe a junior or senior.
So she was younger than you.
Yeah, she was younger. She was still going to school.
Oh, okay.
So it was like maybe on the Amtrak train, I was like all like fucked up and shit. She was just like, "Oh yeah, I like this Asian guy."
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very.
Did you ever hit her up?
Huh?
Did you hit her up?
Oh, no, I didn't hit her up.
Why? Not.
I was just
she
like, who the
not.
fuck does that, man? Like, is she planning to like kill me or something? Like, what the fuck?
I don't know. Maybe she's just trying to get some James. That's never happened. So wait, so you never hit her. So what other times?
I was like deliberating it, or just sort of like a phone number. I just tried to search her up on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, couldn't find her or anything. I was just sort of like, oh, okay, that's interesting though, you know?
Dang, dude.
Yeah, but I could just imagine she was just like on the Amtrak train, she's sort of like, oh yeah, I like that sickly Asian dude, like sniffling and shit.
Do you think that's her first time giving out her number?
Maybe her last, first and last.
First.
She was just sort of like, fuck this. This does not work out that well. This motherfucker gave him a chance and just fucking ghosted me. Shit.
And that has happened to you other times where people just approached you?
Yeah.
Damn,
and then,
dude.
Then some guy, like one of my homies, they're just sort of like, dude, I think she was actually hitting on you, man.
Oh, your friend was there.
Huh?
Your friend was
No,
there.
like these are like other moments. They're like, why are you coming back to the bar? Or why are you coming back with us? Like that girl was like trying to like get with you, man.
Okay, so have you ever met any of these girls that approached you?
No.
Damn. Dude, there's a bunch of guys out there just super jealous right now, by the way. Just ladies coming out and approaching you.
No, I mean, it just sort of like, it's nice, but like at the same time, I'm like very, very, like very selective.
Oh, yeah?
I get to have to know the person, you know, I just sort of like random, like.
You only date supermodels?
No, I just date like friends of friends pretty much, and dating apps is just sort of like, it's wild sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Like you'll just meet some random person, like go on a few dates and just never see them again.
I know that is pretty wild.
Yeah, they're not friends of friends, you know? You're just sort of like, yo, I'll never see you at a show.
Yeah.
Like we just went on a few dates, and all of a sudden they're just gone.
Yeah.
Just disappeared into the city. You're like,
and you
fuck,
also,
okay.
And you also don't care.
Yeah, and I also don't care. You're like, oh shit, like
you don't know them. It's just so
you just
weird.
don't know them that well. And you're like in the back of your mind, it'll pop up. It's like, oh yeah, I wonder what she's doing with her life. Fuck.
Yeah. Are you dating right now? Or are you still on the apps? Or are you?
I'm still on the apps, but you know, I always feel like it's tough.
Is it?
Yeah.
If you watched last week's episode,
Oh,
Paul,
yeah, he's putting in numbers, man.
one of our Asian friends in the comedy world, saying he's going on dates like once a week.
I mean, he's
with a new person.
Damn, I can never do a rotation, man. I'm like strict.
But it sounds like you're doing great. You're getting matches in real life. You just don't.
Yeah, I'm like a more of a slow burn type of guy.
Okay.
It takes me like at least 3 or 4 dates to actually be like, okay, I feel like I can hang with this girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always had that.
Okay.
Like I've never been like the one night stand type of dude.
Yeah.
Like maybe that's happened once where I'm just like in bed and I'm sort of like, this person, I'm like, God damn it.
Oh, what's her name?
I'm like, I just want to get the fuck out of here. How do I tell her to like, I just got to leave right now.
Damn, that's wild. How old are you now?
I'm 32.
Oh shit.
Old as fuck.
We're almost the same age. I'm 34.
Wait, 34? Okay. Yeah.
I'm pretty damn old. What were you going to ask me?
Huh? No, I mean, I was gonna ask you, like, you look pretty good, you know?
I look pretty good.
Yeah, you look pretty good for 34, man. Yeah, look at that. Asian.
Fuck
Asian
yeah,
shit,
dude. Pretty
Yeah,
good for
yeah.
34. Damn.
I feel like, you know, Asian, I feel like the Asian 20 and 30s is, you know,
Yeah.
good. Like, I have some, like, my friends who, like, look like dog shit.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just
Not-
sort of like, holy shit,
they're not
man. You're
Asian?
like, dude, we're the same. How are you the same age? Balding, you know?
Dude, I'm bald already.
Huh? But you can pull off the bald, though, you know?
I mean, there's no choice.
Yeah, but, I mean, the white guys who keep their hair, they still got the ring,
the cul-de-sac.
They got the ring. They're always wearing
The
a hat,
horseshoe.
the horseshoe. I'm just sort of like, man, you gotta go bald. Go bald, full bald, dude.
That's true. I mean, I wear a hat too, but I never realized how cold my head gets or my ears
Oh shit. Okay.
until I went bald.
Damn. Okay.
I used to have hair like longer than yours, man.
Really? Wow.
High school, I had hair like that, like I was in a Asian boy band, and then
Oh shit. You had the emo like side bangs.
I had that for a while before I went.
Okay. I want to see Dorian with emo
Super-
side bangs. Holy shit.
I also had like long hair for like the longest time,
Okay. Hell yeah.
and now I'm bald. It's actually worse being bald.
Really.
Well, so obviously
Just full bald.
I'm not full bald, so
Yeah.
that's worse.
Yeah.
Because I'm like not bald anywhere, but like there's like the top is way
Yeah.
thinner than the side, so it sucks because I have to shave it every week, or I'll look like a 50-year-old divorcee. You know
I
what
would say you should go with that though. Have you tried rocking with
no,
that?
it makes me look so much older.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I had long hair before is because I hated haircuts. I would
Yeah.
cut my hair once a year. I would
Oh,
buzz
shit,
it,
okay.
and I'll grow it out for a year to my like shoulders, and then just
Yeah.
cut it and just do it over and over again.
But I feel like you got the fucking, you know, get the rare combo though. You actually can grow a beard, so you can fucking make up with that goddamn, you know, baldness. I mean, I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
once you go bald, the guys get the fucking huge beard, like the Liver King dude on
Yeah.
like TikTok.
I
He's
can't do all that yet, dude. I just got it's patchy. What? So did you go to UC Berkeley for?
No, I went to Santa Cruz.
Oh,
Years
that's
Santa
right.
Cruz, yeah,
Me and
man.
you.
Yeah, banana slugs, baby.
How come we didn't bump into each other?
I mean, I was
We're
like
2 years apart.
2 years apart. I mean, Santa Cruz, it's a pretty big school.
What college were you in?
I was from Oaks.
I
Yeah, shout out
definitely
Oaks. Oaks College, baby.
I definitely should have bumped into you.
Really? Where-
Because I was in 910, but I was in community studies.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
So Oaks is where all my classes are.
Yeah, they did like Rainbow Theater. I had some homies
Yeah,
who did
yeah,
Rainbow
yeah.
Theater. I mean, like, yeah, and there's like the.
Did you stay on campus all 4 years or no?
No, I lived off of campus. And that was
okay.
fucking. I was just sort of like.
That's
goddamn.
whenever. Actually, have you ever worked at the dining hall? Did you work in a dining hall?
No. You think of a different Asian guy.
Yeah, probably. Well, I just popped into
did you
my
work
head
at the
right
dining hall?
No, I never worked a day.
Okay.
Never worked a day in my life, dude.
Okay. Oh shit.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. No, I lived on campus all 4 years, so I
Okay.
like, go to all the dining hall. You only lived there freshman year?
Freshman, sophomore year.
Okay. And then I swear I probably would have bumped into you.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just sort of like once you're like done with like your GE stuff, you're just sort of like stuck with like your major.
Yeah.
So once it was like second year, you're just sort of like stuck with all like the lit kids or like the fucking poli sci majors.
What
or
was
whatever.
yours?
Modern lit.
Modern lit.
Yeah.
Where's that department?
It was like, I would say most of my classes were at Stevenson and Cal. Fuck, these are like unlocking like some memories. Holy shit, I forgot about Cal and Stevenson. Holy
Dude,
shit.
I go there a lot.
Yeah, the humanities part of like fucking Santa Cruz.
There's like a small computer lab at Cal right next to the bookstore.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, Stevenson's great. I go there and play basketball at the time a lot.
Yeah, fucking
I
great
go work
view.
at the gym.
Yeah.
You ever go to the gym there?
Dude, yeah. I would go there and be just sort of like fucking elliptical machine, see the whole fucking bay and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was just sort of like, damn, I'm never gonna come back to this like view ever again. Like you get to be retired, white, or like a surfboard, like a surf, like bum.
I didn't like how small the gym was though.
Yeah,
For some reason, I was like, why does it feel like a boutique gym?
yeah, like an Equinox.
Yeah, I've never been.
I've
to
never
that.
been to Equinox too.
But I thought Equinox were big.
Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, is that the only school you went to, Santa Cruz?
Yeah, Santa Cruz. Yeah,
Because I went to Long Beach State, Cal State Long Beach for grad school, and the gym was like massive.
yeah. I feel like people at Long Beach, they're just sort of like more about that, right? That lifestyle.
Well, I mean, there's just more space. Like I feel
Yeah.
like that was like it was like your neighborhood gym at Santa Cruz. Which
Oh shit. Okay.
is weird. Yeah. So what kind of lit did you study? You said.
Oh,
Modern?
Russian modern
Rush-
lit. I make some great life choices.
How
man.
did you get in? How did you decide? Dude, I thought I was making bad decisions at Santa Cruz.
No, I mean, like, basically, I was just sort of like, I was like, yo, mom and dad, I'm going to fucking be a lit major because, like, to survive as, like, an Asian, kid of, like, Asian parents, if you're doing, like, liberal studies,
Yeah.
you're like, I'm going to be a fucking lawyer.
Right.
I'm just sort of like, yo, man, like fucking English majors just go really high on the LSATs, like philosophy majors, like, yo, I'm gonna be a lawyer. Like I went into school thinking I was gonna be like a civil engineer.
Okay.
Did the swap like freshman year. I was like, man, okay, like it's fine.
Yeah,
I'll take the LSAT. You know?
Why'd you pick Russian lit?
Russian? I just read some Dostoevsky in high school. I was like a nihilist. I was like, you know, like 16, 17. I was like, man, the fucking humanity sucks, dude. These guys understand me. These Russian 19th century bleak ass authors understand me. The serfs.
Are you still a nihilist?
Huh?
Would you consider yourself a nihilist?
No, I think I've like lightened up a little bit.
Okay.
As you get a little bit older, you know, you like get away from the high school.
It's also crazy how you were a nihilist when you lived in the U.S.
I know.
They were in the Soviet Union. That's why they were
you're
nihilists.
just sort of like, I really identify with these serfs. These people who toiled.
Do you know who Jordan Peterson is? He's like
he talks like this.
Yeah, he got famous recently. He talked about like back when the Soviet Union, they would have to have like billboards to remind people not to eat their children. Oh yeah,
that was a problem. They're just sort of
was that true? Huh? Did you learn about that?
I mean, there was a terrible thing in Ukraine, the Holodomor.
I don't know.
Yeah, just like a massive starvation, pretty much. And then the fucking siege.
This is Ukraine back in the day, not Ukraine
this is like
now.
a siege, like in like the 40s and 50s.
The Soviet Union siege.
Yeah, when it was like Leningrad, it was basically what St. Petersburg is.
Yeah.
Like they were being bombarded for like a year and a half. Basically, Russians don't fuck with Russians. Like this whole
they fell.
Yeah.
But then they just ended. One day they're just like, all right, we're gonna split it all up.
Yeah. They're just sort of like, oh, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan.
Did you
different post-Soviet states
at the time? Any point at your 4 years, you were there for 4 years. I'm assuming Santa Cruz. Did you were like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore?
It was only once I got to Russia. So I was taking Russian classes for 2 years, right? Becoming proficient.
So that's why I never saw you.
Yeah.
Wait, your senior and junior year?
No, basically, so like sophomore, junior, you have to like take 2 years of Russian minimum, right? Before you study abroad.
Oh.
So by the time I was a senior, that's when I got into St. Petersburg, and fucking Russia is brutal as fuck. Like you're saying, like Fruitvale's pretty bad. Like the 6 months being in St. Petersburg, I was like, holy shit, I'm prepared to like.
You were only there for 6 months?
Yeah, but I saw some gnarly shit.
Like what?
I mean, you would just see like a pool of blood in the metro, and just people were just sort of like, that's
like where's
typical Wednesday.
But where was the blood from?
That's why no one was just sort of like where. Like, there were so many moments I'm just sort of like, is this shit like normal? Like two guys fighting in broad daylight, and people are like separating.
Oh,
like
people
the Red
just
Sea.
They just don't care.
No one gives a fuck.
Do they fight to the death?
I mean, they're just sort of like pretty much like, you know, like in some fights, like they start kicking the guy in the head, and there's always somebody in the crowd like, yo, stop.
Yeah.
He's already down. He's already down. Like we would just go into it.
Yeah.
The guys are sort of like, eh. I'm just like, whoa, what the fuck? This is normal?
Yeah. You were in St. Petersburg?
I was in St. Petersburg too.
Shouldn't there be cops everywhere? Because that's where all the tourists go to, right?
That's the loose term. Cops, yeah.
No, but like certain countries, like the cops are like, extra nice cops. Like I was in Peru, just not living there or anything, but like in Lima and Cusco, where a lot of tourists. Like there's like the cops are like.
They're like, hey.
They're
like, oh shit, there's a tourist, man.
Well, even if they were corrupt, they're like not here. Like I was. Let me tell you a story. I was this is so embarrassing. So me and my friends were in Lima, and we got like the hostel we were at.
Yeah,
rented out bikes for us. But I guess people in like Latin America aren't that fat, and I was super fat. And
was this before you lost weight, or?
Dude, I was like probably around this weight, probably like 10 pounds heavier, maybe.
Oh, so you're like an anomaly though. They're just like, damn.
Yeah. So I was riding his bike and I hit a like a crack on the floor.
Yeah.
And because of bump, and I'm not a good biker, so I don't know how to ride a bike standing up. Like I can't pedal. I can't pedal standing up.
Oh, you can't. Just to get that extra momentum going in, that body weight into that bike. Yeah.
So then when it hit a crack, like, dude, that bike seat just like went right into my ass. And it bent.
Yeah, it bent.
The seat bent. It bent like that. You can't even like.
It was like a cartoon. It just like boing and just like.
Yeah, it bent. So it wasn't broke. It bent like this, I think, and I couldn't ride because I don't know how to sit on it.
Peruvian bikes. Holy fuck.
And then my friend was gonna switch me because he was a better bike rider. But then like just two cops came up. They're like, "Hey, dude, we'll help you fix it."
Really?
And I don't remember what they were doing, but they were like either like try to bend it back. They couldn't because it's like it was bent because like. It was the force of like a 250 40, maybe 50-pound man at that
Yeah,
time.
and like Peruvian bikes aren't that great, maybe, you know?
But it's hard. You can't bend it back with your hand. But they were like bashing with a rock. Just two cops.
I mean, it's so courteous. They just saw us like some random tourists just sort of hit a crack, and they're like, "Oh, we must like."
Yeah, and they kind of put the bike together. I never told the hostage, just like return the bike. But yeah, they were just so nice. And then and there was like other police officers. Oh, come talk to us. Like I need to practice my English.
Oh shit!
But you would think because. Were there a lot of tourists in St. Petersburg? Like a lot of.
I mean, there were a lot of tourists, but
like people from China. There were
a lot of like
Chinese and Americans.
a lot of like Chinese foreign exchange students, a lot of Mongolians, a lot of Central Asians.
Yeah, but like I'm saying like China, South Korea, Americans, like people with money.
Yeah, I would say just sort of like a little bit, yeah.
And the cops weren't really.
The cops would just not like fuck with you at all.
Yeah,
they didn't really care. They would just sort of like see something and they're like, all right, whatever. Like, unless it was just sort of like someone being blatantly murdered. In broad daylight, they're just sort of like, whatever.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's rough.
I mean, it's just sort of like, and being Asian in Russia, I was like, holy fuck, I'm about to be hate crimed. I would just go
Aren't there Asian looking fools out there?
Yeah, they're Asian looking fools.
Like
but they're
Kazakhstan?
Yeah, but they're definitely, they hold it down.
Yeah.
They're just sort of like in like leather vests. They're fucking like, just like have gold teeth and shit, you know? Like the full gold teeth.
Only the Asians?
Huh?
Only the Asians?
Yeah.
Why?
Huh? I would say
Asian Russians.
Asian Russians are just.
Why do they wear vests?
Just like just like denim like jeans, leather vest.
Only the Asians did it.
Yeah. They're just sort of like hustler types. You know?
Did you ask them?
Huh?
Did you talk to anybody there?
No, not really. Not like the Central Asian.
Here.
No, they were just never like, oh, Kitai, hey, здравствуйте, hey, как дела?
What does that mean?
He's like, how's it going, man?
They say that to you?
Huh? No. It was just
say it to them?
Yeah.
How do you make friends out there? You just hang out with other Americans or foreign kids?
I hang out with some Americans, like mostly within the like study abroad group, but then like Russians just, I mean, not to say they're like xenophobic as shit, but like they're just sort of like seeing an Asian guy, they're just sort of like.
But some of those fools look like Kazakhstan. Like those fools kind of just look like Asian, but they're kind of Russian too. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like one of those like Eastern Europe countries, they kind of look Asian.
I mean, but still, they're just still
cross border.
They're just sort of like fucking gypsy.
Damn, dude.
I mean, like, I would just get yelled at and spit at all the time.
They spit at you?
Yeah. Just sort of like some Russian dude just drunk, like broad daylight, fucking. I'm in like 12 o'clock. Just sort of like try and get to school, just be like, stare at me down, just like spit
on you or just at your
just like at my foot.
Why?
Huh?
Did
just like measure me up. But then what I would always do is like I just like do the most California accents, like, oh, I'm not Chinese, man. I'm from California, and their like brain would explode.
Yeah.
Because they're like seeing this Asian dude speaking English, like, oh shit, what the fuck?
You ever see Asian Russians get in a fight? There?
No, not really. I mean, I feel like there was definitely like a sense of like the old like post-Soviet people, like the like that republic, like all the people from that area, they would just do their own shit.
What's the hierarchy there in terms of race?
I mean,
race relations in Russia.
Ethnicities in Russia? Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's just all free for all. People don't they don't fuck with the Georgians. They don't fuck with the Kazakhstan. They don't fuck with the Uzbekistan. They're just like the Mongolians. Maybe at the most Tatarstan, or like just old like.
Don't even know what that is. Tatarstan?
There's like Tartars, that are like Muslim Russians in central Russia.
Yeah. Kind of like Khabib. Dagestan?
Yeah, like Chechens, like that.
Okay.
But I mean, like it's all just sort of like just Russian, and then everything else is just sort of like they don't give a fuck.
But it's pretty diverse, right?
It's pretty diverse, but it's just sort of
Are there black people there?
Like African, students and migrants. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I mean, it was just generally just sort of like. I don't know, like I've always felt like pretty safe in Oakland. I don't have like the spidey senses like go off.
Yeah.
But in Russia, I was just sort of like, oh fuck, I better. Yeah. You ever had that? You're just sort of like, I'm not gonna go down that dark alleyway.
So, I mean,
I'm being followed now by like three random skinheads.
Yeah, I'd never go down dark alleyways, but like.
Okay, I mean, basically, like there was this one thing, like. So we were like all a study abroad group. We were supposed to go to see like as like a field trip. We're gonna check out the Russian like football team.
Right.
But there was like a black girl and me who were like the only people of color.
Yeah.
Studying abroad. Part of this whole group.
Yeah.
And the guys, they took us aside. The instructors, they're just sort of like, you gotta sign this agreement stating that like we're not responsible for your safety
if you die.
Because this is a very just sort of hooliganism territory. These are drunk Russians.
Okay.
So like we're just gonna say like, you know what, they're gonna be angry or they're gonna be happy. You might get fucked up.
Yeah.
They're just gonna be like, oh, like kitai. You know?
What does that mean?
Huh? It's like, you know, chink. Pretty much.
Son of a bitch!
Yeah, it's like we fucking lost. Fucking
Yeah.
Chinese dude.
Yeah.
But basically they're just sort of like the black girl and like me, we're just sort of like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Like they're just like basically stating like, you're going to the fucking hornet's nest. We can't look out for your safety.
So you guys didn't go.
There are gonna be a bunch of drunk Russians in there. You know what you went into. We're just like, fuck this. We're not going to that spot. All the Americans, they definitely had fun.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And the Russians, Russian women, they fucking dug that shit.
What do you mean?
There was like some fucking kid, like farm, corn-fed motherfucker from like Nebraska.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Oh, they like the American guys?
wearing like just fucking, you know, just like flannel, fucking square jaw, blonde hair, looks straight out of fucking just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, just like rides a fucking tractor. They're like, ooh, Amerikansky. You
What
know?
does that mean?
Huh? That's American.
Oh, they like Americans?
Yeah. And there's like, are you like nearby New York? He's like, no, I'm like in Kansas.
Yeah.
Is that nearby New York? He's like, nah, but we got like St. Louis or some shit like that.
Superman.
Yeah.
Did you didn't get any Russian girls hitting on you out there?
No. Hell no.
You were only there for 6 months?
I was only there for 6 months.
Did you make any Russian friends, or you just talked to?
I mean, mostly we made a few Russian friends, yeah.
But they were from the school, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they're like university students and shit, you know.
Okay. Do you ask them? Do you guys like love Stalin here?
I mean, there's always like this. Wait, I want to drink something real quick.
Yeah. Gotta get that drink.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Stalin, he's a good man, or however they talk. I don't know.
Like, oh, Stalin, yes, he was all right.
He's a hero.
Yeah, he was a man of his time. He had to do what he had to do.
Yeah, is that what they say?
I mean, it's just sort of like pretty much just sort of like the younger kids are definitely just sort of like who did not experience the Soviet Union. They're like, oh, whatever. Like it's we don't give a fuck about Stalin, but there's definitely like the old Communist Party that are like nostalgic.
Yeah.
Rose-colored glasses are like, oh, the Soviet Union was amazing. We're like a superpower.
So did those people like Putin?
Oh yeah, they fucking love Putin.
Really? Even though
basically all of Russian history just sort of like one really tyrannical motherfucker takes over for like 30 years.
Yeah.
And then the next 80 years it's just like a fucking shit show between all these other shitty leaders.
Yeah.
Like a power grab.
Yeah.
You know, like there's Stalin and there's a bunch of other shitty post-communist
but
leaders.
then Putin's not Soviet Union, dude. He's like
yeah, but he's still just sort of like basically they're just sort of like Putin is like our
everybody loves Putin there.
yeah, they're just sort of like it will be worse without Putin because
Yeah.
there's nobody else.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be like a shitty like power grab.
So in Russia, is it like the U.S.? Like half the people like Trump and half the people like Biden? Or
It's just more like
everybody loves him?
no, it's gonna be pure chaos if we don't have this one guy holding us all together, pretty much. Because it's like Peter the Great fucking took over, modernized Russia, and then it was like a shit ton of like false czars, like rebellions, uprisings.
Yeah.
And there was like another czar that comes in, holds it down pretty much, and then he goes out. Catherine the Great ruled for like 30 years, great period.
Who's that?
She was like a
damn shout out Russian.
Yo, yeah,
women.
Catherine the Great fucking held it down. She like was like a.
So I know nothing about Russian history.
Yeah, I mean, she was basically who modernized Russia after fucking Peter the Great.
Okay.
But then she reigned for like 30 to 40 years, but then it was like another shit ton of just like false rulers and just sort of like shitty rulers.
Is that what happens every time?
Yeah.
someone loses
So like
one?
after Stalin, after Lenin, it's just sort of like a bunch of shitty fucking, you know.
So what's gonna happen after Putin?
That's the one thing. No one knows. There's
But
no
it's-
one else who's like coming back in charge.
But it's so modern now.
But they're just sort of like, oh fuck, but it can just take a nosedive real
Yeah.
quickly. And Russia's is like all ups and then just complete shit show.
You don't think they're ready?
Ups and downs, ups and downs.
You don't think they're ready for capitalism? I mean, they are kind of capitalist,
It's
but
like
really,
crony capitalism, yeah.
I know all the
Yeah.
rich people kind of owns everything.
Yeah, just sort of like everything is done with like a handshake.
Yeah.
It's like blot. There's a thing called blot. It's just sort of
Damn.
like fucking you. I scratch your back. You scratch my back.
You still got friends out there in Russia?
I had one girl in Kiev who was like, all right. She was like she was like helping me out a little bit. You know, help me out. You know? No, she was like basically my guide.
Okay.
Yeah.
You still talk to her now?
No, I'll be like, oh shit. It's like, I am writing to you from a bunker.
Yeah, you should. I mean, well, she's in Russia, right?
No, she was in Kiev. She's Ukrainian.
Oh, Ukraine. She's probably. Wait, so did you hang on Ukraine or you hang on Russia mostly?
So we studied abroad in Ukraine pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was like from St. Petersburg, it was just sort of like, oh, check out the other. We went to Moscow. Moscow's a fucking like shit show.
Really?
It's so fucking huge and daunting. It's like maybe what like St. Petersburg is like San Francisco to what is like LA. You know?
Yeah.
Like
St.
Moscow's
Petersburg's
like LA.
the cathedral, right, where people go.
Yeah, it's like beautiful. It's like nearby canals. There's a bunch of like fucking museums.
Yeah.
It's sort of the most European like version of Russia, and then Moscow is just like this fucking like where everything is just done like government wise. There's like huge Stalinist buildings, fucking cars that just zoom past you.
Yeah.
They're like, you know, Secret Service, like the FSB or some shit like that. They just like
is Ukraine
go through like traffic and shit.
Is Ukraine way better?
Yeah, I'm all about Ukraine. Team Ukraine, baby.
Even 10 years ago or however long that was?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they were just definitely just sort of like more relaxed, more chill. Yeah, I mean, I was in
Do
Kiev.
they speak Russian or Ukrainians have their own
See, that
language?
was the whole thing. They were just sort of like, oh, fuck, we're trying to get away from speaking Russian.
What do they speak then?
You speak Ukrainian.
Oh,
So
okay.
you like sometimes I would talk to like some Ukrainians in Russian. It's like intelligible, but they're just sort of like, oh, they just like spit back to me in Ukrainian. Just to be like, oh shit, we don't talk that fucking Russian shit around here.
But do you understand it though?
It's like you can understand it here and there. It's like maybe like Catalan to like Spanish.
I don't even know.
Yeah, there's sort of like one dialect. It's like a dialect.
Oh, okay.
There's like additional letters and shit.
Do people speak English there? Not really.
They'd rather speak English over Russian. They're just sort of like, don't speak that Russian shit to me. Speak English or speak Ukrainian. I'm like, I don't fucking. I mean, it sounds
but do they
similar
speak,
enough.
Most people speak English out there?
I would say, yeah, where it was pretty much was like a very, very like more Western version or Western.
People in Russia don't speak English though, right?
I would say basically very rudimentary comprehension. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just sort of like the basic, just sort of like, oh, hello, all good, you know.
They all sound like that?
Yes. No, I mean, like, they would know. I mean, there were Russians who knew, like, university students, but, like, the older Russians definitely, you know, didn't know that. I mean, didn't know the comprehension of English, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like Denmark or, like, fucking France or fucking... Where they're just sort of, like, they'll know, like...
Yeah.
English, you know, right off the bat.
So you almost died in Kiev 10 years ago? Was what you were telling me before you...
Yeah. I mean...
what happened? Give the story.
Okay, basically, I don't know. We were studying abroad. We were like at a hotel in Kiev, right? So we took a fucking train from St. Petersburg to get to Kiev. And I was at the hotel room with a bunch of other American students and shit. We were there for like 3 or 4 days. And I've been drinking a little bit, you know, partying a little bit. And there was one night where I just had this fucking crazy like stomach pains. It felt like fucking hot needles like coming out from my stomach.
Appendix?
It felt like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And it just kept throwing up. Like, have you ever been in so much pain you vomit from pain?
No.
And like my body was like shutting itself down. Like I was like in fucking cold sweats and shit. So all my other homies are like partying and doing whatever. Like I'm in the hotel room like just like barely alive. And the one dude I was rooming with, right? He brings back a girl. And it's like, James, what the fuck? Holy shit, what the fuck's going on, James? I'm like, yo, Matt, I don't think I'm too good right now. And the girl's like, yo, is he all right?
Is it an American girl or is she like a...
It was just another American girl, like on the study abroad trip. So I don't know, I almost like cock blocked him, I guess. But you know, still, I was just sort of like, what the fuck? I was like vomiting constantly. I would like vomit, just pass out from the pain, and then just sort of like crawl into my bed. Crawl back to the toilet and just like vomit. Like it felt like pretty much like hot searing needles are coming.
Did you think
my stomach
about going to the hospital or no?
Basically, like once my fucking roommate came in, he was just like, trying to call like the guide or whatever, the guy that the person that we're with, and he was just sort of like, oh, he's throwing up. He's probably just drunk. No one came. So for the entire night, I'm just like vomiting, and this guy like I can't hold anything down. Like he's putting water in, I'm throwing it back up. So I'm just sort of like in the bed, and I'm like having like crazy like fever dreams, you know. And there's like a moment where I'm just sort of like in and out of consciousness, throwing up, you know, and just sort of like passing out, throwing up again, passing out. I'm just like, it's not over, it's not done. Like this is not getting any better. And then all of a sudden I see this like the sunrise. I'm like, oh shit, I guess I'm alive. Fuck. Like I thought it would be like, you know what? I had a good run in Ukraine. Fuck. This is a good way to go out. I don't give a fuck.
Did you go to the hospital? No.
No. So like the morning after or the morning of, the guy finally comes up and he just sees me like curled against the toilet, and he just like I'm like pale, sheet, like white, sheet pale, you know. And he just sort of like, oh, this is really bad.
So what did you
just
think?
Sort of like, we gotta fucking call the ambulance right now.
Okay, so you did go.
Yeah. So I did go, but like, so Kiev is pretty, you know, modernized. It's very like a lot of tourists, westernized, and they had like this like nice like expat hospital, pretty much. It was like really, it looked like an IKEA.
Okay.
Like the fucking nurses there, they spoke English. They're really accommodating. They're like, oh, hello, what's going on? And like I'm in the gurney. I'm like, I'm about to die.
Yeah.
You know? And they're just sort of like, they checked me out and they're like, it might be an appendicitis. Like basically, this hospital's for people with like a fever.
Yeah.
They might have some IV, but they can't do major surgery.
Right.
So they're just sort of like, they got me a CAT scan. They're like, it might be appendicitis, but you're gonna have to go to the fucking state hospital.
Okay.
Where other Ukrainians go.
Yeah.
You know?
The war.
The fucking war-torn, fucking Soviet-run Ukrainian hospital.
Okay.
So I get into the fucking ambulance, and my guide, he's gone. He's in like a different ambulance. Like he's meeting me at the hospital.
Why?
I don't know why. So I'm separated.
None of your friends come?
Yeah, none of my friends can come. They just have me. I don't have my bag, you know?
Yeah.
I think the guide, he's back at the hotel getting all my shit, you know? Talking to my parents. Like, oh, James might have to go to the hospital right now.
Was he?
Huh? Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay.
So basically, like, I'm in the ambulance. I leave from this nice little, like...
Is the guide American or no?
The guide's American.
Okay.
He's been, like, with us from, like, St. Petersburg, you know, Moscow and everything else.
Yeah, okay.
So I get in the ambulance, and it just... and Kiev is just, like, a fucked up, like... small city with like cobblestones and shit.
Yeah.
So they just throw me on the gurney. I'm on the gurney and they're sort of like going down like cobblestones, like fucked up roads. I'm like shaking, like going just bouncing up and down. And there's like one Ukrainian, like, you know, EMT, she's like in the back, she's like this, like reading Vogue, like holding up, like gurney like that. Yeah. I'm just sort of like, oh my god, what's going on? It's like just they're hitting potholes and shit. Right. You know, there's like boom, boom, boom. Yeah. And like I can just tell I'm on the gurney, but I can just see from the fucking window, like I'm leaving from the city. And I'm just seeing like crazy just forests.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like seeing the city distance.
They were just gonna bury you, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, we're like 20 minutes outside of Kiev. It's like fucking just desolate forest land pretty much. Like just small towns and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And they take me to this fucking hospital. Literally looks like it fucking fell from the sky. It looks like a concrete slab. It's like 12 stories like up.
Yeah.
And there's just like windows punched out. You know?
Yeah.
And you know the one thing about a hospital is like you see fucking ambulances, you see fucking doctors, you see nurses running around and shit with like clipboards.
Yeah.
Nobody. It was just like me in the fucking ambulance. I was like, oh, holy shit.
They're just gonna kill you.
They're gonna harvest my organs pretty much. Like I'm about to get fucking like, you know, black marketed.
Shit.
They're gonna take my kidneys and shit.
There's nobody at the hospital.
There's nobody there.
Not even other patients.
Yeah. So they pull me out from the fucking back of the ambulance. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And there's no ramp. There's like fucking 12 stairs pretty much. I'm like, oh, all right, goodbye. And they just
carry you?
They just carry my fucking ass on the gurney up the fucking flight of stairs. And you get to the hospital and like, there's nobody running around and shit. Yeah. There's no doctors like, oh fuck, who's this like, American student? Oh my god, he's coming in, holy shit. Yeah. You know, like this is very urgent, you know, like ER shit, right? Yeah. No, it's just sort of like shadowy figures. It's
dark inside the hospital.
It's dark. I can just like only tell from my field of vision in the gurney, being like, "Oh fuck!" I just like see some person behind like a veil. Yeah, you know, and like I can just like see the ceilings, and there's like fluorescent lights. They're just like hanging. Yeah, it's like half like demolished, half run. You know, like there's like one half of the hospital they're just sort of, like under construction. They take me to a fucking elevator, and it's an empty shaft. There's like caution tape on it. They're like, "Oh, all right, I don't know what to do about that." They just go up another fucking flight of stairs.
Dude, they're jacked.
These fools are jacked. We've had to carry fucking all of our patients pretty much.
Were you afraid to like? So there's the gurney, like those ones where it's like a piece of cloth and just.
No, it was like an actual like full on like, you know, heavy duty gurney.
Were you afraid like you might flip over?
Yeah, I was just sort of like, what is going? I'm like this. But I'm like throwing up. You know,
you're not a tiny guy. How much were you weighing at the time? Do you
maybe like 165?
That's not bad. Dude, I'll be terrified if I was out there. I was like 240.
They're just sort of like, oh, fuck this fool. Yeah.
Okay, so they take you up the stairs.
Yeah, I mean, they just bring me to some like random room, pretty much.
And they just leave you there?
They leave me there. I haven't seen my guide. I don't have my fucking cell phone. Yeah. I haven't had any contact with anybody.
What the hell are you going to do with your cell phone, though, in Russia?
You can't I know. Just sort of like, help
Unless you get on Wi-Fi.
Help me. Yeah. And this is before this is sort of going to age me, but this is before iPhones, smartphones and shit. Okay. We're like widely available. Yeah, this is like 2011, 2012.
Sure.
You know? But like, I'm just like waiting there in the room and they're about to prep me for like the surgery.
Do you even know what you were doing surgery for at the time?
No. I'm like, just kill me now, dude.
Do they even have a, what do you call it? Anesthesia?
No. Nothing. They're just sort of like me in my fucking just sort of like civilian clothes and shit.
So they're just gonna do surgery?
Yeah.
Did they do surgery with no painkillers?
I mean, the whole thing was just sort of like, okay, so I'm like in this room waiting for somebody to come, and this homely Ukrainian nurse comes in, like very just like large burly woman.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, здравствуйте, and she just pulls down my pants.
It just starts blowing you.
No, oh yeah, dude, it's sort of like some good morale. We do this in Ukraine. It's like, yeah, just like, oh, okay, I guess I can die. It's cool, dude. No, she just pulls down my pants and starts shaving my pubes.
Oh shit!
And she like grabs my dick and just like.
But you know, it was a surgery then, right?
Yeah, because like I mean, I'm pretty.
Dude, was it a hernia?
Huh?
Hernia?
It wasn't a hernia or anything, but like they were just like shaving me or whatever.
Did you know? You knew you were going to go into surgery at that point.
Yeah,
right?
they said they might be an appendicitis.
Oh,
so we're gonna have to check it out right now.
Right.
So then after that homely Ukrainian woman leaves, I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And I'm like, just like...
I haven't heard the word homely in such a long time.
She just sort of like this like very nice smiling Ukrainian woman. She just like shaving my balls. I'm like, I've never been shaven by anyone in my life up until this point. Like, what the fuck is going on? And like I was expecting to see my fucking guide, you know? Somebody. And then after like 10 minutes, I'm just sort of like accepting like, I'm about to get fucking harvested right now. Holy shit. My fucking guide comes in. He's just like, oh, James, hey, what's up, dude? Like, is everything all right? I was like, I was just molested by a fucking homely Ukrainian woman. Yeah. Where the fuck did she come from? Yeah. And you're just like, oh yeah, it's fine. I got your backpack, I got your cell phone and shit. Like, you're gonna have surgery right now. So they fucking cart me to the fucking like. They put me under.
Okay, so they do have.
Yeah, they have anesthesia and everything, but they put me under.
Or they call Anastasia.
Yeah, Anastasia, some Anastasia.
Anastasia the princess or whatever. Okay.
But no, they put me under, and I'm like, oh, it's going to be an appendicitis. You know, just sort of take out the appendix. Yeah. I wake up, I'm in like, I have a huge fucking just railroad track of scars.
Dude, they stole an organ.
Yeah, just like this whole thing coming up my stomach. I have a tube in my nose, a tube coming up my stomach.
What the hell?
And I'm all like, what the fuck happened? And then I see this Ukrainian doctor who's like, a lot of pus. It was bad.
Oh, shit.
Very bad. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And there's, I don't know, for some fucking reason, there's a Ukrainian woman down there.
Yeah.
I don't know what she was doing, but she just was down there and she said, catheter, da? And I was like, da. And she yanked out the catheter. And it was like a Starbucks straw with a bulb at the end. Have you ever had a catheter put in?
No.
She just yanked that shit out.
Just after dick.
Yeah, just right out. She was like, catheter, da?
Yeah.
And I was like, da? No, 1, 2, 3 or anything. And then a single tear just came out of my eye. And she just walked away. And there's like the other Ukrainian, like there's my guide. There's the Ukrainian doctors. And they're just sort of like, yes, James, this was a lot worse than appendicitis.
What was it?
It was a perforated ulcer. So basically my stomach had an ulcer, right?
Like you just had it for a long time?
I had it for a very long time.
You never knew?
I never knew, but I was drinking a little bit too much in Russia, you know?
Yeah.
But basically it got really exacerbated, you know?
And it popped.
Yeah, and it popped.
And you could die from that.
Basically. So basically what was in my stomach cavity, everything in there, like all the stomach acid was leaking into my abdominal cavities. So that pain that I was feeling, that searing pain, was basically a bunch of like stomach acid just like hitting all my internal organs.
Shit.
And I was just sort of like, they're like, yes, we had to call in a specialist.
Yeah, from where? America?
Yeah. Probably. Fuck.
North Korea?
No, like another Soviet doctor, you know? And they're just like probably operating with like fucking like a can opener, like a bone hacksaw and shit.
How long did you guys stay in the hospital for?
Dude, that's the other thing, man. So I had like a tube coming out my stomach, a fucking tube coming out my nose. And it was like leaking into like Aquafina bottles. Just sort of like
shit. Okay.
They just like have a Dasani bottle. It was like a green, very thick, thick fluid, and they would just like empty it out and they just put another Dasani bottle.
What was that?
Huh?
What was that? The acid?
Yeah, it was like all the stomach acid and shit.
As green?
Yeah, I was like, what the? Like this is like before the fucking invasion and the occupation. Like the Ukrainians were fucking hurting. Hurting for supplies, you know?
Yeah.
They just had a fucking like just a plastic tube in my fucking nose.
You could be like
drain all that shit out.
So they were just giving antibiotics, I'm guessing?
Some antibiotics and shit. But like I was in there for maybe close to a month and a half. Just in this fucking ICU unit.
So that's 6 months
6
in
months
Russia, including that or not?
Including that.
So a lot of your time was in the hospital.
Like maybe, close to like 2 months in a hospital. Just by myself.
No one came and visit you?
Because the whole thing was, this was in Kiev.
Uh-huh.
Everybody went back to St. Petersburg. So the guy that I had, he probably had to stay for maybe like a week and a half. But he's like, dude, I got to go back to fucking St. Petersburg, James.
Is that where you guys are supposed to stay at?
Yeah. That's where we originally studied. You know?
Oh, you're just traveling to Kiev to see.
Yeah, we would travel to Kiev for maybe like 2 or 3 days. You know?
Okay.
And I was like stranded pretty much in this fucking Ukrainian hospital in Kiev.
Did you make any friends while in the hospital?
That was the other thing, man. These fucking Ukrainian nurses, man, they're very like just like, hey, what's up? I'm like, yo, this shit is leaking right now. Is this normal?
You didn't shower or take a bath for like a month and a half?
You know what? That's another great thing about being Asian.
You don't smell?
Yeah. I realized I didn't have any sponge baths.
Really?
Fuck. No nice Ukrainian nurse gave me a sponge bath.
They didn't even give you clothes. You're just wearing the same clothes the whole time.
That was the other thing too. I didn't have any fucking like, scrubs or like a gown and shit.
It was just what you were wearing.
What I was wearing.
So you wore the same thing.
I wore the same fucking shirt.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah. And for some reason, like, right when I got into the fucking ICU unit, there was like a fucking dude in the next room over. I could see it. There was like a wall and then a glass partition, right?
Yeah.
And there was just like this dude on the fucking bed, right? I couldn't see him. But he would just be like, all fucking night.
That was your roommate?
That was my fucking roommate.
For like
and I'm all like, I never fucking saw him. I just kept hearing him for like maybe close to a week.
And then he died.
No. And then like a week later, I just
gone.
fucking wake up and then it's gone. And there's like another Ukrainian nurse sort of like fixing the bed. I'm like, did he leave? She's like, he's gone. I'm like, did he leave with his family and shit? She's like, yeah, he's left. Like,
so
did he go up?
Did you talk to these nurses in English or Russian?
There was one Ukrainian nurse who was like really chill, who like talked in English, But basically, I feel like Ukrainians and Russians, Eastern Europeans are very, very cold. But like once you open up, like, they're just sort of like, oh, hello, yes,
How did you? Okay, so what did you do for the month and a half there?
Oh my fucking.
To get past any like Harry Potter or whatever?
Man, I just jerked off every fucking day, dude. I would just sort of like, oh my god, give me all the Ukrainian porn you've got, dude.
To that nurse?
Yeah, just sort of like, give me that sponge bath. Give me that Ukrainian sponge bath I've heard about. No, I that's what's funny because like when you're that sick, you don't want to jerk off.
You just
like,
slept?
Yeah. Have you ever had, like you're like really just bedridden?
Yeah.
Like that's like the last thing you think of. Like your dick's not getting hard.
Yeah.
You're just sort of like, oh shit, okay, I'm alive.
But aren't you bored?
I'm bored. I mean, I just had like basically my MacBook, right?
Oh, okay.
I had some movies.
Okay.
I like to fucking watch the same thing over and over again.
You didn't no internet in there?
No fucking Wi-Fi. Fucking A.
So you got movies on your laptop. That's good.
I mean, just like the same like 2 or 3, just movies.
At least you had that.
It was like Joseph Campbell. Yeah, The Hero's Journey or some shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I was like...
There's a movie on that?
Yeah, there was like some like documentary on that. I was like, fuck, I should have downloaded some porn. Damn, what the fuck? I should have downloaded something more enticing than this shit.
So how many times did you watch that?
Oh my god, at least I would have like a fucking schedule. Just like watch one part, write a little bit, watch another part. Oh shit! The Ukrainian saga continues,
dude. Okay, so you're watching. Joseph, is that he wrote?
He wrote like the
hero story, the thousand faces, hero of 1,000 faces,
1,000 masks of a hero. Yeah, but there was like a Bill Moyer documentary with Joseph Campbell, and I had to download it for a class.
Was it good?
Yeah, I mean, after seeing it like for like maybe 2 or 3 weeks straight,
yeah.
Like, I understand these myths.
You just kept rewatching it.
I kept rewatching it. And I had some like
A Hero of 1,000 Faces.
A hero, yeah,
is the book. I couldn't get the book is so dense.
Yeah,
but you could basically write your own story now. Don't you feel like confident since you know the whole story arc of every story ever?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I can basically have like a 3-part act.
What were you writing when you were in the hospital?
just sort of like I always like keep writing, like journaling and just sort of like being like, fuck, I wish I could leave. I wish I could just leave Ukraine. Please let me get healthy.
Do you still journal now?
Yeah. I mean, I've been pretty inconsistent about it, but like I'll journal at least like, once every 3 days,
That's still pretty good. How long do you journal for?
I mean, it'll vary from just sort of like a couple pages to like maybe just like 2 or 3 paragraphs,
You ever look back at it?
I'll look back and be like, yo, man, you're acting like a little bitch at that time. You got over this. What the fuck? You're acting like you're so emotional. What the fuck, James? You better fucking toughen up.
Yeah. So is your journaling part of how you write your stand-up jokes, or is that
that helps reinforce it pretty much. But I mean, like, with like, I feel like with comedy brain and your fucking regular writing brain, your like comedy brain is sort of like
Yeah,
You want to hit those notes, you know?
Right.
You want to fucking make it like boom, boom, boom. For like writing, it's just more like meandering, you know,
Yeah.
storytelling, just being like, oh, this happened, that happened. I wonder what's going on with this person.
Right.
You know? So, but I mean, like, yeah, being there for like a month and a half, like read a lot. You know, I only read fucking one book.
What did you read?
It's a fucking Camus.
I love Camus. Which book?
It's like The Rebellion and his other essays.
Oh, I didn't read his essays.
Well, yeah, I mean, he wrote The Stranger. He wrote fucking The Plague.
Sisyphus. The something.
Yeah,
Sisyphus.
yeah,
the myth.
Sisyphus.
That's actually a good essay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm like, if I had that, I'd be like, oh shit, what is life for, dude?
But I really like Albert Camus.
Yeah, Camus. Yeah.
I mean, we have a couple minutes left, but do
Yeah.
you like his? Have you read a lot of his work, his books?
I mean, I remember like reading his books like mostly like in senior year of high school. Like The Plague was pretty good.
I just read The
The
Plague
Stranger
like this
was really
year.
good. Oh yeah,
and The Stranger this year.
Yeah, see, you read The Plague, you're just sort of like, oh shit, this is what's going down in the pandemic, man. This is like the lockdown.
Well, here's the thing
Holy
with
shit.
the Plague. I like The Stranger. I liked a lot more because that story was wild.
Yeah, just some guy randomly killing some dude.
Yeah, like it starts with his mom.
Yeah.
Going to his mom's funeral.
And you're just sort of like, oh, what? Who's this?
And he
Who's
ends
this
up
guy? Yeah.
killing some guy because
Yeah.
he's just like nothing really matters.
Yeah, and just sort of like waiting for his death penalty. So this is like the kind of shit I was reading in a hospital. I just sort of like, I left that fucking book.
So after reading A Hero of a Thousand Faces, to Joseph Campbell, how do you explain The Stranger? He wasn't an active protagonist. He just reacted the whole thing,
Yeah,
right?
I guess it was just sort of like,
But it made it very interesting. It was a very interesting book. But I was just like, he's not. He's
yeah,
an
I guess
active
you just sort of like,
protagonist,
there's
you
just
know?
something more like, there's things that you just can't really explain. They
Yeah.
can't get into motivations of like a random person sometimes. Sometimes they'll just do horrific things.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was
Because there's no like rhyme or reason. He
he was just like this.
saw like
yeah,
this
and it was like
Turkish
this
guy.
Yeah, the sun was in my eye, and I looked at this person. And I was like, oh, I got a gun.
Yeah.
Office full. You're like, oh, I mean, that shit just happens sometimes though. Like things
Yeah.
like life. There's no rhyme or reason. Like some people, like
But I just don't know how that story works because there's no.
yeah, I guess it just sort of like
It's just like, and then this happened. And this
yeah,
happened.
it just sort of like just totally.
But I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it a lot more than the Plague. I think the Plague is because there's too many characters.
Yeah, there's like the doctors and all that
And
shit.
they all have weird names.
Yeah, oh yeah, all the French like novels are just sort of like Madame do whatever dun.
Yeah.
You're just sort of like, oh fuck, all right.
And like, I don't know if this happens to you, but like when I read a book and I like put it down for a while and I don't read it for a while, like I forget what happens.
Yeah, you got to read like a few chapters behind.
Yeah, I don't even do that. I have to push
Oh
forward.
shit, you're just sort of like, okay, I'll fucking.
But
rehash
Albert
it again.
Camus is good.
Albert Camus was good, yeah. I mean, I was like reading that when like high school. I just had that, and I read some like short stories, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it was just like a month and a half of just me.
You're just more advanced than me. I read Albert Camus when I was 34
Oh
for
shit,
the first
man,
time.
man.
But you read
Never
that when
too late to start.
you're 16 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I was like a little nihilist kid, you know.
Yeah.
I would just sort of like.
Well, he's not even nihilist. He's a absurdist.
Yeah, absurdist. I guess there's some.
Which just means like
Yeah.
just enjoy.
Yeah, enjoy
the
life.
shit.
Like enjoy all meaning.
So what's-
there's no
what's-
meaning
so what's-
underlying everything.
Well,
Just
it's
enjoy it.
absurdist, and then the existentialism. This is boring. I did a whole episode on this, a solo podcast
Oh,
about
shit.
absurdism.
No fuck.
But what's the main? I can't. It's still hard for me to like separate it. So existentialist is making your own meaning,
Yeah.
and absurdism is just enjoying that there's no meaning.
Yeah, I would say that would be it, pretty much. Existentialism is just sort of like there's an underlying motive, there's an underlying reason for your being
Yeah.
and everything
But
else.
you have
and
to find your own
You have to
reason.
find it.
Okay.
Absurdism is just sort of like all this shit does not really matter.
Right.
Just enjoy this while it
Yeah.
lasts.
Yeah.
You know, don't try to fucking make meaning happen. Don't try to create that shit.
Do you think that the whole thing in Kiev like really changed your outlook on life, or you think it's just a crazy story?
I think it's sort of like I definitely came out a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How so? Would you say?
I would just say just pretty much sort of like not taking anything for granted, you know?
Yeah.
Just realizing like, fuck, I cannot, like, that's probably the reason why I just was sort
You
of
like went home immediately. I assume.
no.
afterwards.
So basically the doctors, they were just sort of like, yeah, so James is in the hospital right now. You can visit him or do whatever. My parents were just like, fuck no. I was just like, yeah, don't come to fucking Ukraine, dude.
Your parents are out here, right?
Yeah, my parents are like out here in the United States, you know? Like they're in
Okay.
fucking Sacramento. I was like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
don't come
okay.
out here, man. It's fucking brutal. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
I'm fine, you know?
Yeah.
But basically it was just sort of like,
Did they think you were gonna die?
I mean, one of the doctors, they're just sort of like called up my parents and they're just sort of like, oh, the bus, bad. And then hung up.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, and then my parents didn't know what the fuck happened until like the operation was done and over with.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was just sort of like, Yeah, I mean, like,
What'd you do after the hospital? The day you got discharged, what happened?
basically, I just like flew back to St. Petersburg and just like met with all my other homies. They were just sort of like, "What the fuck, James? We thought you died. We thought your fucking organs got harvested.
Yeah.
We thought you fucking left. We
And
thought
then
you
you
got kidnapped."
murdered all of them. 'Cause
Yeah,
they weren't there
just sort of like, "Fuck you guys." Yo, Putin put a bomb in me, actually, dude.
Jeez. So you just finished you still had time?
I still had time, so I'm like maybe another 2 months after.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Were you able to enjoy that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, when I was in the hospital, I was just sort of like, why am I fucking in Russia? Why am I doing this?
Dude, you have a crazy Russian story, kind of like Bert Kreischer. You know who Bert Kreischer is?
Oh, yeah, the machine.
Yeah, he has a Russian story.
Machine, da.
Yeah, now you have a Russian story too, man.
The fucking absurdism of living or being in a fucking ICU.
Yeah, dude,
in
that's
Kiev,
fucking
Ukraine.
wild.
In his
I can't believe you just
Soviet hospital.
You finished your stay. I would have just been like, I'm gone.
I mean, I wanted to see all my homies back in fucking St. Petersburg. You know, I just
They
wanted.
gave you an A,
huh?
They gave you an A for that class.
They were just sort of like, James, you are the best student. Please do not sue us. We were taking care of you. You know.
Yeah. Wait, so how long were you in Russia and Ukraine before that happened?
So basically, it was like maybe I was there for like 3.5 months, and then
So right in the middle of it.
right in the middle, we went to Moscow by train, and we went to fucking Kiev by train. It was sort of like the city abroad within Russia.
Yeah,
you know?
you didn't get extra work.
No. I mean, they weren't giving me homework. They were like, "Hey, you gotta read some more Gogol right now. You gotta read this shit too. You gotta read some fucking Chekhov."
So when you do go out there, is there a lot of homework, or is it mostly just like a tourist thing?
It's mostly just sort of like there's some homework, you know, involved.
You go to class and
yeah,
stuff?
go to classes, Russian culture classes,
Okay.
you know, and there's like you still have to read, you know, everything in the primary text.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
Were you like the popular kid after that for the last couple months?
Oh yeah, I got so many sympathy blowjobs. Holy shit!
Holy
I was just sort of like, yo, I made it in Kiev, bro.
Nice.
No, I just wanted to be fucking healthy. You know, I was just like was taking it easy, not drinking as much. You know, because
You were still drinking though, just
I
not
was
as much.
drinking a little bit. Yeah,
They said it was okay for you.
it was
to drink.
okay. Yeah, and I was like still smoking, but like basically I was just sort of like.
Do you oh, I see you vaping now. You were smoking cigarettes
I
at
was
that time?
Yeah, I was like hardcore smoking, you know, fucking cigarettes, and like in Russia they don't give a fuck, so you could still smoke indoors.
No
and
filters.
shit. No filters.
No filters on the
There was like
cigarettes?
there's like these cigarettes. They're called Belomorkanal.
Uh-huh.
And there's like these old Soviet cigarettes, and it's like literally like this much of like this harsh tobacco from Siberia,
Yeah.
and no filter, and just like this long tube, and it's fucking like smoking sawdust.
People don't smoke like
They'll smoke
Marlboros and stuff.
like Marlboro, Lucky Strikes, but the Russian cigarettes.
Dude,
were
Marlboro is
fucking-
like a big thing in Asia, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, back in the days when like I had like relatives or like I don't know who they came from, like Singapore. They
Oh
would
yeah,
buy,
all my
cases.
Yo,
and
no,
shit.
all my fucking Korean like relatives, like all my uncles, they all
Yeah.
smoke fucking cigarettes. They
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
smoke Marlboro Reds. That was it.
Yeah.
And they all fucking do the little crouch and
Right.
smoking and shit.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, but I would say, yo, shouts out to fucking Kiev for saving my goddamn life.
Shout out, dude.
Dude,
Dude,
those-
you have to be team Ukraine.
Yeah, Slava Ukraine. You know.
Yeah. I was on the fence until now.
No, yeah, you're just sort of.
Part of me was like, "Fuck Ukraine,
yeah,
dude."
yeah, but these like Soviet doctors were like, we gotta fucking
Do you know that
save this
there's
dude.
there's a Russian girl in Marina that does comedy?
Yeah, man.
I was like, "Yo, what's up, dude? Pro Russia."
And she was sort of like, I'm a Ukrainian dude.
No, she's Russian, but
Ah.
she's I don't know if she's like pro Ukraine because she's in San Francisco or
Yeah.
she. But now
maybe.
you won me over, dude.
Okay, I mean, like those fucking Ukrainian doctors, they had my fucking back, you know?
Yeah, you should go back and do a documentary there.
Oh fuck! Go back to the Maiden Square.
Yeah.
Go back and just be like,
Have you
the
had
birch
any like
trees and
any
shit.
crazy like surgeries you need to do? Have you ever had surgery in the United States?
See that was a crazy thing. This is my first fucking major surgery I've ever
Ever?
Like I never had like a fucking like just sort of like I maybe broke one bone. I broke
Yeah.
my big toe.
Yeah.
Like until then I was like relatively like pretty healthy, you know.
Fuck.
Until like I had this fucking crazy ass surgery,
Yeah.
you know. Wait, should I unveil my scar?
Yeah. Show it. Walk up to it and show it.
Yo, check
And then
this out. Yo, Ukraine, dude.
Walk up to it. Oh shit! Don't pull this. Damn.
Like a 9-inch scar down my fucking
All right, dude.
down my stomach.
I think this is our longest podcast. It's been an hour.
Oh, really?
We
What
gotta
I
do
feel
this
like-
again, man. You need to be a repeat
Oh, of course, man. This is fun.
for sure. Check out his mic on Thursdays at
Yeah, my
Edinburgh
mic,
Castle,
Edinburgh,
6:30,
Edinburgh Castle
and then you
Pub.
do a show
Yeah, I do a show. We do a show every second and fourth Saturday.
at Edinburgh
at Edinburgh Castle and Pub.
Are
And
you always the host, or are you?
No, Uriah's
He's
the one
the
who's
host.
hosting that one. He's been pretty
Okay.
good about that.
But
I'm
you're
like,
on every
well,
show.
Yeah, I'll do like maybe like 5-7 minutes pretty much.
Okay.
I feel like I'm trying to get my grooves into comedy and shit.
Yeah.
I've only been doing this for a year, so I'm pretty green to this
Me
whole
too,
shit.
dude.
But really?
Yeah.
Damn, okay. Wait, when did you start?
September.
Okay, I'm like in October. Fuck. It's like first week of October. That's when I started.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, this is a good step up, I feel like.
You're funny.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, we fucking, progressed a little bit within a year.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know about me, but you did.
No, man, what the fuck? You holding it down, dude? You holding it
Thanks.
down, Dorian? What the fuck?
All right. Well, we'll catch you guys later. Follow him on Instagram and
it's
Facebook, wherever.
_Ikebana.
I will put that in the description on YouTube and every other platform. All right. See you guys.
Thanks
Peace.
for checking this out. Bootleg K-pop.
Later.